Katarína Batková, the director of Via Iuris, a prominent Slovak NGO dedicated to upholding the rule of law and empowering citizens, has voiced her frustration over the current political situation in Slovakia. In a candid Facebook post, Batková expressed her deep concern about the government's systematic and targeted efforts to undermine fundamental political rights and freedoms enshrined in the Constitution, emphasizing how recent legislative proposals threaten to weaken these essential democratic principles. Batková's incisive commentary highlights the urgent need for vigilance and action to protect Slovakia's democratic order. According to Katarína Batková, the new Lex Atentát laws, introduced following the assassination attempt on Prime Minister Fico, recognize that misdemeanours can be committed via electronic communication services and require telecom operators to provide police with metadata for minor infractions, which contravenes EU law and constitutional court rulings. Batková asserts that this represents a significant privacy intrusion. Additionally, the laws impose up to 2 years in prison for failing to pay fines over €266, opposing recent restorative justice and decriminalization efforts. Furthermore, she explains that the Lex Atentát laws mandate municipalities to ban public gatherings if there is a reasonable fear of infringing on the privacy or peaceful enjoyment of homes for multiple people. This broad provision allows authorities to prohibit protests if residents express concerns about disturbances. Additionally, if the police inform the municipality of a potential conflict between gatherings or privacy breaches, and the municipality does not ban the event, the police can issue fines and request penalties up to €16,500 from the municipality. Batková highlights that under the proposed amendment to the Freedom of Information Act, if individuals do not pay for the costs associated with extraordinarily extensive information retrieval, a term which remains undefined, their information request will simply be dismissed, leaving them with no access to the requested data. According to Batková, the proposed amendment to the Critical Infrastructure Act introduces a new category of limited information, which will not be accessible under the Freedom of Information Act. This category includes all information about the activities or organization of state bodies related to state security, defense, and public order. If such information could harm the reputation or operations of a state body, it can be classified as limited, effectively preventing public access. Katarína Batková states that the proposed anti-NGO law significantly infringes on the right to association. Both the EU Court of Justice and the European Court of Human Rights affirm that this right includes not only the formation of organizations, but also their operational freedom, funding, and dissolution. Any labeling that discourages foreign donations or dissuades donors is a restriction on this right. Additionally, the requirement to disclose all donors' names and nationalities constitutes a serious privacy violation. The director of Via Iuris notes that public participation in governance is primarily exercised through commenting on legislation and participating in referenda. However, she highlights that 60% of legislation is adopted through expedited procedures, which offer little to no opportunity for public comment. Often, public consultation periods are shortened to 7 days without legal justification, representing a significant restriction on civic rights. In her concluding remarks, Katarína Batková emphasizes that the current government has significantly jeopardized several political rights essential to a free and democratic society. These include the right to information, freedom of association, freedom of assembly, and the right to participate in public affairs. She also notes concerns about freedom of expression, highlighting that while the government has acted against those endorsing the assassination attempt on the Prime Minister, it has largely ignored other offensive or aggressive online statements, including those from its own representatives.